But listen to your bodies and as always, what feels best for you with each and every movement today. Patanjali said yoga should be easy and what was the other word? Calm. I'm not sure, but it should just feel relaxing and easy through your movement. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga with Purpose. Our purpose today is kind of a blend between mobility and stability in many of our joints. So there's some of our joints that we need both. So let's take our hips, for instance. We need to have mobility of our hips to move around, but they also need to be stable. So the muscles need to be strong as well as flexible. So we're going to work on some neck and hips and core, lower back, a lot of things today. You need a small ball as an option, a yoga block, a hand towel for some neck stretches, maybe a small chair for balance. So we'll start, and I'd like for you to take your hand towel, and you're just going to place it back behind the neck so it's ready for you. You don't have to reach down for it. And let's take our feet to about a neutral position, nice strong mountain pose, and just notice your posture. And then I want you to tighten the muscles of the glutes all around the hips and feel the stability of your hips here. And then we'll bend the knees and come into a little baby chair and then come up and squeeze the glutes. And we'll press the palms of the hands together for now and then open out, stretching through the pecs, igniting the muscles of the upper back. So we can come to chair and just stand up, or we can come into chair and stand up. So I really want you to think about that extra little oomph when you come up, squeezing your glutes, lengthening your spine, coming into really good posture. Good, so just a few little nice warm-up movements really to get the hips warm today, as we'll be spending some time stretching the hips and strengthening. Now hold that chair pose. We'll twist to the right and twist to the left. And I really want you to be aware of your hips and your knees. And they're very stable. Nothing is moving in your lower body. And go ahead and take your head with you on these twists. So when we're twisting to the right, we're looking to the right. When we're twisting to the left, we're looking to the left. Let's do one more each side. And back to the middle, we come up and stand tall. Sit back into your chair pose, maybe a little deeper this time if you feel comfortable. Now keep your head from moving. Twist to the right, twist to the left, no movement. So we've got mobility of the spine happening here with stability of the glutes and the quads, a little bit of the core as well. Just notice what you're feeling in your upper back and shoulders. One more each side without moving your head. Come center, give your legs a break, come up, pull the shoulder blades back. Our third and final set, sit into your chair. Maybe a little deeper if you feel comfortable. Now we're going to turn our head the opposite way that we're turning our spine. So as you bring your spine to the right, look over your left shoulder and then reverse that. So this is called a spiral twist. I'm turning my upper back one way and my head the other way. So the thoracic spine is rotating one way while the cervical spine is rotating the other. This gives us the most mobility of our neck. One more each side. How's your legs? Make sure your knees are staying pointed straight ahead. Come back to the center and rise up. Great. Now, if you need a little chair for balance, have that close by as we lift our left knee up and circle it around. And the same side again. So lift and circle. So our hip joint is a ball and socket joint. So it's intended to move through pretty much any plane of motion. This plane is called circumduction. Good. One more here. Up and rotate. Great job. Now lift that knee up and hold it about 90 degrees. We're going to rotate our ankle across and then rotate it out the other way. And maybe you can let go of your chair as you go through a range of motion. So we have external rotation of the thigh and internal rotation while your leg is in hip flexion. This might be a real small range of motion, just depending on your body. Now bring it all the way across to the center. See if you can set it right there above the thigh. Bend your standing leg. This is our standing pigeon or figure 4 stretch. And then take your chest over the legs just a little bit so you feel the increase in the stretch. Maybe you let go of the chair or the wall. And then press down into that right foot. Lift yourself back up and relax. Great job. So now we have our right knee lifted, up and around. And circles or whatever size feels comfortable for you, comfortable and easy. Comfortable edge and range of motion. You might notice something a little different on this side than you did on the other leg. Totally normal. So we're working on mobility of the hip. This hip is working on stability. Great job. Lift that knee up and hold. It's going to rotate so the foot comes across the midline and then out that way. That one's a little bit more difficult for me on this side. So your standing leg should feel a fair amount of work here by the time we're done with these, because this is the stability side, hip. This one is the mobility side. Check your posture, lifted and long. Then come across, place the ankle across the thigh, bend the standing leg a little bit so you feel work in that leg. And then if it feels comfortable for you, shift your chest forward. That's where you'll find the stretch in the deep external rotator of your right hip. And maybe let go or just a light touch for balance. And we should be breathing here. Great job. Press into that left foot to rise up and release. Great job. Now I'm going to face my chair and soften the knees and place my hands right on top of the chair. I'm going to lift the right leg back and we come up and down and up. I have a little bit of a bend in my standing leg. You could also do these from the hands and knees. We could also lift our left hand forward. So we're in a standing bird dog. We're coming into hip extension. So this right leg is working on mobility and strengthening the glute. Your left leg is your stable hip. Now lower that knee down and I want you to press it out away from you, like you're doing a little fire hydrant. Press it out. And I like to slightly pause when my leg is out and really feel that muscle working. Your abdominals should be braced and your head should be neutral. And then our final one here is to put these movements together. So I'd like you to press up and down and out and in. We'll do that 4 times. 3 more. Up, down, out, in. 2 more. Left leg should be starting to talk to you a little bit. And out, in. 1 more. Up, down, out, and in. Place the hand down, the foot down. Come up to your mountain pose. Ooh, I felt both hips really working there. Take a breath in, stretch. Exhale your hands back to the chair. This time we're standing on the right foot. The left leg starts to lift with about a 90-degree bend in your knee and lower. And bend that standing leg a little bit. It does a couple of things for you. It actually starts to fire your quad and your glute a little more. And then it also protects you from locking out the joint and harming the ACL ligament. Now the lift of the leg doesn't have to be high. Just lift and lower. Squeeze the glute, a little pause at the top. And 1 more here. Then lower the knee, press it out away from you, out and in. And is there a certain range of motion we're looking for? No, not really. Just I want you to feel your range of motion and feel the muscle working. I'm also really feeling my core, and I forgot to lift my hand away from the chair. So here we go. You probably remembered and went ahead and did it, which is great. Sometimes I have so much to talk about, I leave something out. Ooh, let's do 1 more of these, and then we'll do our combination. So we lift the leg up first, down, and then out. 4 sets, 3 more to go. Lift, lower, out, in. 2 more. Lift, lower, out, in. Last one. Lift, lower, out, and in. Hand and foot come down, and we rise up. Boy, I really felt it on that right side. Okay, step out into a nice wide stance. We're going to turn the right foot out and come into a warrior 2. And so we have a couple different hip openers here. We have the legs wide, so we're opening the hips out laterally. Plus this hip is in an open hip position. So I want you to tighten this right glute. Actually tighten both glutes. So we have stable hips and we have this mobility and stretch. We're going to take our hands to our hand towel and bring your left hand across to the right side. And then your right hand is going to go over to the left side. And then we'll lift up the right hand, and then we'll rotate the left. And just a nice, easy, gentle neck stretch. And slightly look up toward the ceiling. Now we definitely have some balance work here. And then if you feel comfortable with this, you're going to deepen the bend in the front knee and then push up to straighten. And we're just holding our neck stretch as we're working through the stability and mobility of our lower body. And just 3 more of these. I really do enjoy using the hand towel for the neck stretch. 2. And 1. Press it up. Good. Bring your head back to neutral. Just relax the hand towel. Open out to warrior 2. Bend that front knee. Then we'll take a side angle pose. Stretch and open through the side body. You can turn your head up if you'd like. Just want to make sure I'm not getting a text from somebody. Nope, we're good. And then press up and come into reverse warrior. Reverse, reverse. So we're working on mobility of the spine here, also stabilization of your core and of your lower body. Okay, back to warrior two, gaze over your right hand, and then release your arms. Now stay here in your warrior two, grab your hand towel, bring it behind your back. You're holding it any width apart, and lift your arms up for a nice shoulder stretch. Good. So we can stay here upright, or we can start to come into humble warrior by lowering the upper body down toward the floor and really lifting our arms up, up. Mobility of the shoulder joint, of the pecs and chest. Still really nice and stable in the lower body. And breathing. 2 more breaths. Ooh, that right quad is saying, I've had about enough of this warrior two stuff. Exhale, press up. Nicely done, and relax. Switch your feet, bringing the hand towel back over the neck. We're bending the left knee, pointing that knee directly over the foot, tightening both of the glutes, and engaging through the core. Now, your left hand's going to come across first, and then your right. Nope, we did that one before. Right one across, then the left. Got it now. And bring that towel up over the right ear, and then come into your neck stretch, nice and easy. And this challenges your balance too when you have your head not in a neutral position. And then we can bend the knee a little deeper and press up. Good. Any range of motion that's good for you on that knee, or just hold it. Either way is fine. Maybe take your eyes up toward the sky. A little bit more of a balance challenge there. 2 more. 1 more. Great job. All right. Release the hand towel. Open out into warrior two, and then a side angle pose. Make sure you're not rotating and reaching that shoulder down. Keep it pulled back. You can support here with your hand. Breathing. And then our reverse warrior. Terrific. And back to warrior two. Then take the hand towel to bring it behind your back. If you don't have a hand towel, or you'd rather just clasp your hands together, you can do that as well. But find a good range of motion here for the shoulders. And then option to stay lifted, or to slowly begin to bow, whether your left shoulder comes in toward the inner left thigh or knee. And we keep lifting the arms up and we stretch. My lower back is really liking this as well. But make sure your low back feels fine with this. You don't have to go too deep. 2 more breaths. And then press into that foot, rising up. Now release the hand towel, pivot both feet in. Come into a wide leg forward fold, and we'll just do that to set our hand towel down onto the floor. Now you can use your yoga block here if you'd like to be supported here on your block, or you can use your chair. And the nice thing about the block is it has 3 heights to work with, so you can see which one works best for you. And we're working on mobility of the hips through stretching our hamstrings and our inner thighs. Now coming into a twist. So first of all, I want you folded forward in a comfortable position. And then we'll lift the right arm, rotating it up. Or just put that hand on your hip, Place it anywhere that feels comfortable for you. And then we'll turn our head down or even over your bottom shoulder. So we've got a spiral twist here. Our thoracic spine is rotating upward to the right. Our head is rotating down. And then lower the right hand. Lift the left or put it on your hip or wrap it behind your back. And look down, way back over that right shoulder. Comfortable, easy range of motion. Not too challenging here. One more breath. And then lower all the way down. Pause in this stretch one more time and deepen it. If you're pretty flexible, you can reach the arms forward like you're doing a down dog. Or you can walk your hands underneath your legs and stretch them behind you. Wherever you are today is terrific. 2 more breaths. And then bring your hands to your hips and very carefully lift your body up using the strength of the back side of your entire body. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And let's scooch our heels in a little bit. So now our toes are turned out. Come into goddess squat. Reach up to 5-pointed star. Spread your fingers and come into goddess squat. So goddess squat, I want you to feel a comfortable range of motion here. And make sure your knees are pointing right towards your feet. So sometimes what I see is the feet are really turned out, but the knees kind of come in like that. So if you need to turn your feet in a little bit more so they align up with your knees, feel free to do that. 2 more, 5-pointed star, goddess squat. 1 more. And hold your goddess squat. Now just imagine you're holding 2 heavy objects here, and we'll rotate to the right and to the left. So this is similar to what we did at the very beginning of class when we were in a baby chair pose. But now we have a nice hip opener, mobility of the hips and stability, mobility of the spine. 1 more turn each side. Come back to center. Reach back up into 5-pointed star. Lower the arms and take your time to walk your feet together. Good. Just check in. Shake anything out that needs to be. And then I want you to take your time to come down into a Z-sit position, or you can use a chair. So here would be an option with a Z-sit to kind of sit side saddle on your chair. I'm going to use a blanket today because I really do need to elevate my hip. So if we sit in our Z-sit, I want you to be right hip on the towel or blanket. And I want to show you a couple different ways we can do Z-sit. We can do it with the legs 90-90, or we can just kind of stack our legs like this. And sometimes that's a little bit more comfortable, kind of sitting like you would riding a horse side saddle. So find that comfortable mermaid. And we are going to reach the left arm up to about 45 degrees and pull back, open up through the chest, and then rotate and really twist here. Inhale, expand. Exhale and twist. Just 1 more time. Then reach up and hold. And then we'll lower that arm down. Can you reach this ankle with your hand? So if it's hard for you to reach it, take your hand towel and loop it around your ankle so you can use your hand here to be able to reach it. So that's a nice option. And then we'll do a quadricep and hip flexor stretch. So I'm leaning over on my right hip. I have the ankle, I'm pulling the heel toward the glute, but then I want you to push the leg back toward the back wall. So you really feel the hip flexor opening, the quadricep lengthening, and then maybe we balance and reach up and find a mudra where you touch your index finger to your thumb and extend the other fingers out. And let's take 3 breaths here. Now this hand can be down to balance you, no problem there. And then relax. Okay, take this leg that you had to the side, and we're going to bring it around to the front and coming into your Janu Shirsasana position. So you have I'm sitting up on the blanket, I have my right foot to the inner thigh, left foot extended out long. Reach for your hand towel or even your yoga strap, and let's stretch here. So this hip is working on mobility by opening out. If your hip's way up here like this, that's okay, but maybe you can take your yoga block and tuck it under there so it feels supported. That's what I'm going to have to do on the other side, I think. And then let's gently stretch. And what are you feeling? Actually, my lower back is getting most of the stretch right now. So you'll just notice where the tightest link in the chain is for you, because a lot of muscles are stretching, and just take it there to your comfortable edge. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. That feels great this morning. Okay, let's do the other side. So I'm going to bring my legs around to the left side. I'm up on the blanket on my left hip. Legs to the right. I'm doing kind of backwards with my cueing today. Or you can be like this. And then we'll reach and open up. Inhale. Exhale and rotate. Look way behind you. Just kind of wringing out the spine like a sponge. Inhale. I want you to wring out any tension you're feeling. Just wring it out, wring it out. 1 more time. And bring that arm up to hold. And notice if you can collect your ankle. Sometimes I have to bring it over here to get it. And then once I have it, I can send it back. Use your hand towel if you need to. And then we're opening up the front of the hip by pulling the leg back, tightening the glute. And then if you can balance, come into your Shin Mudra and breathe. Now, depending on how flexible your quads are, this might not feel like much of a stretch. For me, my quads are tight, so I'm really feeling it. But it's okay if you don't always feel a really intense stretch. Again, it should be comfortable and easy, as Patanjali said. Okay, let's relax that down. We'll bring that leg around to the front. Extend it out. Now this is the side I'm going to need some support here from my block. Okay, so we have that taken care of. And using the hand towel or yoga strap, let's see where you are on this side this morning. It's a journey of discovery. Every day is a little different, and that's okay. If this knee needs to be bent quite a bit to get the stretch, that's great. No worries. Let's lengthen the spine long. Fold to where you feel comfortable. Yeah, when I do that, that's when my low back says, okay, I'm really feeling this stretch. So it really shows that the posterior chain is all connected together. It starts at the bottom of your foot and your plantar fascia. It moves up through the Achilles tendon and up your calf muscles, especially if you have your foot flexed. Then it moves up your hamstring and over your glutes, and then to the lower back. And if you're folded forward quite a bit, all the way up through your mid back and upper back to the back of your head. It's all connected together. Okay, let's release that and come all the way up. So I would like for you to find your small ball. This is going to go behind your back for a boat pose or a modified boat to give you something to kind of lean into. And so come back there and support your back with the small ball. If you don't have it, that's okay. Just go back to wherever you feel comfortable. And we're just going to hold this here or grab behind your legs to give yourself some assistance. Or we can lift a leg up and switch. Or we can lift both of our legs up. So you have lots of choices here, what you'd like to do in your boat pose. We're just going to hold about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up and then open your knees out to butterfly and stretch forward. So now again, that mobility of our hips and our lower back after we worked stability of our spine. Okay, let's try that one more time. Option to have the ball behind your back. You can even take your yoga block and put it right between your knees so you have a little bit of connection between your inner thighs. Take it back on the ball, hold, or hold behind your legs, or maybe lift the legs up. Squeeze your inner thighs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs, bring yourself up, and take the ball out. Place it off to the side. Great. So we have been working on planks for the last several weeks and months. So today I'd like to just do a 1-minute plank. So I want it your best 1 minute, and maybe challenge yourself to do it a little bit harder than, a little harder version than what you've been doing, as we've been doing 2 and 2.5 and 3 minutes. So I want you to find a challenging plank position. And if that means to the wall, to a countertop, wherever you want to be from your knees or your toes. And coming down on your forearms really does help the wrists, and it's a challenging plank from the forearms. So get ready to start in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and begin. Just 1 minute. I'll let you know when you're at the 30-second mark. Good. So we've been working on 2, 2.5, 3 minutes of planking, and taking a lot of modifications here. So I just wanted to back off to a shorter plank so you could maybe try a harder version. Make sure you're breathing. And that's 30 seconds. You're halfway through, 30 seconds to go. Changing it if you want, doing a bird dog, whatever that might be. Just really work on stabilization. This is stability of our core, which is the primary function of our core, is being stable. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Okay, take any kind of counter stretch that you'd like. I'm going to pick a little child's pose here. But just relax and check in and breathe. Great job. That seemed very short since we've been working long planks, but I picked a challenging option, so it still was really a challenge for me. Okay, now I want you to transition to come down onto your back, and you will have your yoga block and your small ball. And then I also want you to have your hand towel where your head's going to go. So I have my hand towel there, that's going to support my head. And then I have my block and my ball close by. Okay, so we're going to start with the ball between the knees and the hand towel behind the head. Your feet on the floor. Slightly tuck your tailbone and imprint your lower back. So I want you to squeeze the ball and hold it squeezed so you have that stability of your hips and the inner thighs. And we'll support our head by using our arms here on the towel. And I want you to crunch up and down. If you can, maintain the squeeze on the ball throughout. Or you can squeeze and release. So as you come up, you can squeeze the ball and then relax it when you come down. Try to keep your elbows out to the sides rather than pulling forward here. So you're not pulling on your neck. You're just letting your head relax into the hand towel, just like a little sling or a little hammock. 2 more. Squeeze and release. 1 more. Squeeze and release. Great job. Relax. Relax your hands, your upper body, and arms. So what we're going to do is drop our knees over to the right side, and I've got my block there so that I can have a little bit of support. And you could even do the block between your knees and the ball there. Actually, that feels pretty good. I'm going to go ball here, block between the knees, and then I still want my chest to go straight toward the ceiling. So this puts my spine in a little bit of a twist. Reach back for your hand towel. Support your head. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come up. 10 and 9. You should really feel the left side of your obliques. Squeeze your block a little bit and even kind of push down into the ball or whatever the prop is underneath your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the hand towel. Loosen up your hands. Take your pops as needed. Bring your knees over to the other side. And if you can even do this if you don't have any props at all, but it's just really nice to have something between your knees to press in and something under your legs to press down into. Okay, 10 repetitions. Breathe in to start. Breathe out. 10. Good. And really, you only need to drop your knees a little bit. So if you don't have anything under there and you're just slightly dropping the knees, that's okay. It's just about moving the pelvis a little bit to find a different muscular connection. 5. We're not coming up very high. 4. This is just the upper portion of the rectus abdominis. 3. Exhale. 2. And 1. And relax. Great job. Bring those knees back to center. You can either keep the ball or the block between your knees, whichever you choose. We're going to do 1 more set, and you can have your feet on the ground Or we can lift our knees up to tabletop. Now, if this bothers your low back, go ahead and put your feet down or even put your feet on a chair. I want you to press your low back vigorously down into the floor to maintain stability. We've got 10 crunches. Curl it up. 1. Relax your neck. 2. Pull your core in. 3. Squeeze the prop. 4. Do what you can. 5. Big exhale. 6. Good job, everybody. 7. Ooh, it's getting hard to talk. 8. 9. And 10. And relax down. Okay, we're done with that ball, so you can set it off to the side. Allow your knees to open into a reclined bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana. And this should feel really nice after doing all the pressing in against the block or the ball. So just let your legs relax open and breathe here. Close your eyes for a few breaths. Soften through your hips. Notice the mobility that you have today through your inner thighs. And then we are going to come into a reclined cow face stretch for your lower body. So bring your knees back together. So with cow face, what we want to do is cross our right leg all the way over to the left. So it's not just the ankle like a figure 4. I want you to get your knees to stack so they're really close together and then bring your knees up. So if you look at your feet, your left foot is over to the right side and your right foot is over to the left. Now you can hold here. You can even use your hand towel and wrap it behind your legs and use it to pull up toward you. So I like this if it's kind of impossible to reach your feet. But the goal is to reach up to both ankles and then to pull it in right here. So take it to where you feel comfortable. You should feel both of your hips opening. I feel my right one a little bit more than my left, the leg that's on top. And let's take 5 breaths here. Hip mobility. So good to keep that mobility through our hips and that range of motion. One more breath. Now I want you to keep your legs like that and see if you can wrap into eagle. And that means bringing your right toes behind your left ankle. You might be just giggling right now saying, sure enough, Lisa. This is our eagle legs, but they don't have to wrap, just wherever you feel comfortable. And then bring your elbows down to connect with the floor. Let me get my little stopwatch here. And then we're going to slightly drop your knees over to the right, just a little bit, and then over to the left. Now you don't have to do this in eagle. You can just have your legs tight together, or you can even put the ball back between the knees. That's fine. I just want you to move through some oblique range of motion here. So we're working on mobility and stability, hips and spine. Let's go one more to each side. And then back to the center. You can unravel those legs and set your feet back down to the floor. So take a second. Do any movement that you need to do. I feel like I need to stretch my knees out a little bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of leg movement here. And then let's try it on the other side. And this could be a whole different ball game, so be aware of that. Your left leg's gonna come all the way over. And if you just stay like this, it's okay. We'll bring the knees up. I'm gonna grab my hand towel and use that to pull my legs toward me. Oh, that really feels nice. Or you can reach just the left ankle, or maybe the left and the right, and pull the legs in toward you. So again, this should not feel crazy intense. I want it to feel easy and comfortable. So wherever that means you take this today, so you can relax into this. And take 5 breaths. Close your eyes, relax. Great job. Let go. See if you can wrap into eagles. So your left foot's going to wrap underneath your right ankle. If not, it's all good. All movement is good movement. Bring your elbows down. You're going to drop your knees a little bit over to the right. Your shoulder blades are staying on the mat for this, so you're not going so far over that your opposite shoulder blade comes up. Comfortable and easy. And that's kind of a relative term, isn't it? A subjective term. What is comfortable and what is easy? Only you know in your body. One more each side. Come back to center. Unravel those legs. Come back, set the feet down, maybe shake out the legs a little bit. And then do you have your ball again for glute bridges? So we're going to place the ball between the knees or the yoga block. Put your feet down on the ground about hips distance apart. Press into your legs and lift your hips up. So we're working on mobility and stability at the same time for this exercise. So now stay up in your bridge and do little bitty squeezes in the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower your hips down. Let's do that one more time, but what I want you to do is lift your toes off the floor and put your heels down into the ground. This is going to get more effectiveness from your hamstrings and glutes. Lift up into your bridge. Any height, can be a baby one. 10 pulses on the ball or block. 10, 9, squeezing 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower those hips down. Great job. Let's remove the block or the ball. And then we'll use our hand towel to stretch our hamstrings here, or your yoga strap if you'd rather use that. The hand towel might be too short for you to be able to reach. So the bottom leg can be bent or extended long. Just depends on how you're feeling. If you feel pain in your lower back, you might want to have it bent or even set it up on a chair like this. Lengthening out long gives your hip flexor a nice release. And try to flex your ankle if that feels okay for you, so you really stretch that posterior chain. 5 breaths. Last deep breath in. Exhale, nose or mouth. relax. Pause for a moment before you switch and just notice. I really feel the difference in the sensation from one leg to the other. Take your time to come to the other side. Choose the position with your right leg, stretching it out. My hip flexors are very tight, so this one I need a lot. Flex your ankle. Your knee can be bent slightly, and we close our eyes and breathe. Comfortable and easy. Last deep breath in. Exhale, nose or mouth. And release the stretch. Pause a moment and check in. Take your time to come up to a comfortable seat. You can roll over to your side and press up, maybe sitting on a blanket or a block in easy cross-leg pose. Good, sitting tall. Okay, so let's bring the right hand out to the side. Take the left hand over into a side stretch. Keep your left sitting bone down so we're not rocking over like this, but we really have the pelvis stable while we're working on range of motion for the spine and the lat and the tricep. And then we'll inhale to come up. Opposite hand reaches across to the left knee. Rotate and look behind you. Really sitting tall as you lengthen the spine. Now come back to the center with your body, but leave that hand across the knee if you can. And if you can't reach it, this little hand towel is just really nice because you can wrap it around your knee and you can get more mobility. And we'll take the side stretch over while we've got that connection on the knee. So it's just a little bit of a twist with a side bend. Maybe take the gaze up. And then we'll rise up and release. All of these stretches can be done sitting in a chair as well, if that feels better. So we'll bring our side stretch over the other way. Right sitting bone is down. My microphone's wanting to come off my ear. Good, let's bring it up. Left hand comes across to the right knee. Rotate. Look behind you as far as you can for that neck mobility. I feel that in the upper part of my left shoulder blade. And then our goal is to keep this hand across to the knee if possible. And side stretch. Ooh, this one is great. Looking either down or up. And we'll inhale back up. And then just staying in our comfortable seat, palms come to the heart for our Anjali Mudra, or you can have your hands up on your knees, a gesture of reception, or your palms down on your knees, a gesture of grounding. I'd like for you to close your eyes, and we're just going to spend just a few breaths sending love and light to our beloved LisaBug member, David Wolf. as he's having surgery today. And just bring your awareness to your breathing. All thoughts, positive thoughts, loving thoughts, grateful thoughts. We'll take 2 or 3 more breaths, deep inhalations, complete exhalations. And let's take one more united breath together, sweeping the arms out and up, pressing the palms, connecting the thumb with the sternum, our heart center. And we close our practice. The light and joy that resides within me honors the light and joy in each of you. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I hope you can stay along for a little chat. And I will get our recording off and see how you felt today with mobility and stability. Great job, everybody.